What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back here with another draft lottery rebuild we did yesterday, that being of course number 1 overall pick. That was the Atlanta Hawks. Now here we are with number 2 overall, that being the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards going into their offseason basically looking for their franchise cornerstone. Will that be picked at number 2? I guess we'll potentially see. You guys voted yesterday. I gave you guys 4 options. Really no one knows how this draft's going to go, so they may not take this guy. I don't know. I guess he also hurt his knee today or something like that. So who knows? But I'm going to go ahead, jump in, and do this Nikola Washington Wizards rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. As you guys know, on the docket right now, we're doing all these draft lottery rebuilds, how the draft order went in the lottery, and then we're also still doing the offseason rebuilds, just waiting for some teams to get eliminated out of the second round. I'm assuming we'll get the Cleveland Cavaliers very soon as they went down 3-1. Every other series is tied 2-2. So Thunder just, recording this right after Mavs Thunder game 4, and the Thunder tie the series. So it's kind of cool that we have 3 series tied 2-2. So we're at least getting a game 6 in each series. Maybe we get some game 7s. That'd be awesome. We get at least 2. That'd be fun. But of course, for the staff signing for the Wizards, right now they don't have any rumors about who they're looking into. As far as the head coach is concerned, I know Brian Keefe was promoted in January, where Wes Unseld moved into the front office. So for now, I'm going to keep it as Brian Keefe. I don't know if they're going to hire someone else, but for now, we'll roll with Brian Keefe. So let's go straight into draft night. I believe the Wizards have 2 first-round picks, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me see. So we have, our Clippers pick. We also have, of course, number 2 overall pick, because they got that in the lottery. They did not move up or down. They stayed at pick number 2. I also saw a rumor today that the Wizards are going to try to acquire a 3rd first-round pick in this draft. Whether that means moving Kyle Kuzma or whoever else it may be. I think Jordan Poole is still going to be very hard to get rid of. I do believe Kuzma is someone that a lot of teams would still like, so I definitely think we could start this video with potentially trading Kuzma. So let's go ahead and just throw him in the trade finder to start things off here, and let's just see what would be offered. So Philadelphia out of the gate is offering us pick 16 and Paul Reed. I don't hate it because we get a mid-teens pick, and the 76ers, of course, have a ton of cap space. Maybe they view Kuzma as a potential 3rd guy to Joel Embiid and Maxey, so that's on the table for sure. Probably looking to get a first-round pick, and the 76ers definitely give us that. We also can get Doug Robinson in pick number 15, so Kuzma could be interesting in Miami. I think Miami has needed a traditional power forward for quite some time, and Kuzma kind of fits that bill. So I definitely think he could make some sense there as well. Let's see if there's anybody else. Bojan Bogdanovic and a first-round pick in 2025. What pick is that? That is Detroit's unprotected, which isn't actually unprotected in real life, by the way. I don't think it is, so not that that really matters. So let's just keep going. So we get past the Pistons pick, or Pistons offer, or sorry, or was it the Knicks offer with the Pistons pick, right? Have the offers changed? No, they're still the same. Okay, Isaac, Mo Wagner. And we got PJ Washington, Hardaway, Schroeder, Aaron Gordon. Honestly, right now, that's 2nd round pick. I think, honestly, I don't mind starting this video with this Miami Heat trade. I do think Kuzma could make some sense for Miami. We get Duncan Robinson's contract, but we get a pick right outside of the lottery. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Maybe the Miami Heat think this draft class is weak enough that they don't care about trading pick number 15. They get a guy that can help them win now in Kyle Kuzma to add to Jimmy Butler, Rozier, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and get that 50th overall pick to start this video. We trade Kyle Kuzma away. We have 2, 15, and 26. Like I mentioned, we're looking for our franchise cornerstone guy. Now, it becomes interesting because I don't know if the Hawks are going to just take Nikola. Of course, as we keep going in this series, we don't want to see teams draft the guy we're going to do in this video because I'm not going to repeat guys, obviously. So let's see what the Hawks do. So they take Alex Sarr like we did in yesterday's video, so that's great. So now, of course, like I mentioned, we're going to take Nikola here. I know there's plenty of guys here that could potentially be pick number 2. I know I didn't even put Stephon Castle as an option. I've seen him mocked at number 2 in some mock drafts, but we are taking Nikola here at pick number 2. We're also picking at number 15, as I mentioned as well, which Donovan Clingan falls to 15. I don't think he'd fall to 15 in real life, but if he did for whatever reason, if you're Washington, I don't think you can pass on that. So I'm going to go ahead and take him at pick number 15. And then at number 26, we have Dalton Connect, which I get him quite a bit, so I kind of don't want to grab him, but he would be a really good addition here, I think, as well. But just to change it up a little bit, I think I'll go ahead and take DJ Wagner here out of Kentucky, and that will be our draft. So I feel pretty good about that. Although I get Wagner quite a bit, so did I change it up that much? I don't know. Whatever. So playing in DJ Wagner, Nikola Topic, and then a day, I don't know how to say his first name, but Bona as well. Bona, or however you say it. In the second round, I think we pretty much cooked in this draft. Not a bad young talent acquisition whatsoever in this draft. Player options, Patrick Baldwin, we are going to accept. We also get Rashawn Holmes to accept his player option. Qualifying offers, Justin Champagny. We're probably not too worried about extending the offer on him. And then we're going to get into free agency and see if there's anything we're doing next, or are we about to just run it back with the current core that we have. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch to finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. So we are on here late at night. And right now, at the top of the board, there's some golf plays, there's some esports plays. We'll only see if we can find some basketball plays. So yes, we have Josh Hart under 8.5 rebounds and assists, which may sound scary to take because Josh Hart's a madman on the court. He plays like 48 minutes. But as you can see, one book has it at 17.5, while every other book has it favored to go under at 18.5. And then you got Donovan Mitchell under 5.5 rebounds here. So there actually is some value here late at night, under 2.5 3-pointers on Jalen Brunson. So you may be asking, why are these plays we plug in? You're basically looking at what books are telling you. And right now, they're favoring the under on Mitchell, favoring the under on Josh Hart, and favoring the under on Jalen Brunson, which gives you better odds when you plug them in onto apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or one of those other apps, which is why having a tool like this is so clutch to being profitable long-term on PrizePicks or any other DFS app. So if you want to check out this tool, link is in the description below. Use code Crushables, 25% off your first month. And as I mentioned, of course, I use it on apps such as PrizePicks, which right now it's a really good time to sign for PrizePicks. They have a free square on Caitlin Clark. I believe the WNBA season starts tomorrow. So it definitely makes sense to go ahead and take advantage of that. It's a free money square. I definitely have secured value on mine. If you take a look, Luka Doncic unfortunately sold me on a protected play. It was $5. Who cares? But the other two plays I have with the Caitlin Clark pairing are going to cash, which is nice. I got LeVert at 10.5. He eventually got bumped to 17.5, by the way, which is why having a tool like DGF is so clutch. But if you want to check out PrizePicks, of course, how it works, you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. Check out PrizePicks. Use code Crushables. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Other than that, let's get back to the video. So rotationally speaking, I honestly don't think we're going to be changing much. Jordan Poole and Nikola Topic probably going to be our point guard rotation. Duncan Robinson below Kalabal. We definitely want to develop below as well, so he'll probably play a bunch of minutes, whether it's at the 3 or at the 2 spot. Then you have Dia, Corey Kispert, I'm fine with. Patrick Baldwin would be our 4 right now, and we have Bagley, Klingon, Rashawn Holmes, and Eugene, and then like Tristan Vucevic. So I guess the only thing we really don't have long-term is a power forward, but technically speaking, we could move Dia there, but he does go down quite a bit. So I think what I'll do is I'll sign a bridge power forward. I don't believe Tyus Jones would have any interest in coming back to Washington. I think they should have traded him at the deadline. I guarantee he signed somewhere else this offseason. So I guess I'll sign like a, I don't know, like a Najee Marshall on a cheap little deal. He'll be a backup power forward next year, but this year he'll probably be our starter. So yeah, not a very eventful offseason, but I think Washington should be taking the slow approach anyway. Letting these young guys develop. There's no reason to try to rush into things and make some big trade. So Jordan Poole. Also, I believe Washington's pick is protected next year. I believe it's to the Rockets, right? Yeah, so it's maybe it's not the Rockets. It's some team. Is it the Thunder? Maybe it's the Thunder. I can't remember where our pick belongs, but I'm pretty sure the the Wizards pick is like protected next year. So it makes sense to maybe be bad again. That way you get your pick back. So yeah, let's go into next season and let's see what this is about to look like. But I think getting Donovan Klingon and Topic is, really nice. And it's going to be funny because I'm going to be doing Donovan Klingon in a rebuild probably here soon, because he's mocked to go like top 3 or top 5 or top 10, whatever. But he kind of fell to me in this draft, which I guess is possible. So whatever, it is what it is. So I already took. I'm not going to go back now. So let's get back, or let's get to the rotation. I should say we have to cut 4 players here, which is kind of wild. So it's gonna have to be Tristan, it'll be Bernard, and then we'll probably cut Eugene as well. And then Justin Champagny, which I didn't want him to come back anyway. We'll cut him. All right. So that'll be our cuts. And Power King lands us 30th overall. Kind of figured it'd be really bad. So here's your starting 5. Is Nikola Topic below. Then you have Dia, Najee Marshall, Marvin Bagley, Corey Kispert, Jordan Poole, Duncan Robinson, Donovan Klingon, Rashawn Holmes, and Landry Shaman. As you can tell, this roster is terrible, which is kind of what we expected this season. We are going to send Mr. Wagner to the G League. Probably Wagner. He's probably not actually Wagner. It's Wagner, isn't it? So yeah, I want to look at shot tendency as well to kind of see who's going to be scoring on this team. So Poole is a 94. Nikola is a 97, so he's going to be able to cook right away. I'm going to push Denny of Diaz up quite a bit. as well. And we might as well let below Koulibaly maybe turn into that guy for us. So I'm going to push his up like crazy. Why not? Maybe he could become a guy for us that becomes a star here. So maybe Below and Nikola Topic is our guys going forward. So let's see how that goes. We're going to simulate this season. This team is about to be terrible. I don't think there's a single player going to be looking to trade the deadline. I think Poole is going to be really hard to get rid of. I also want to reduce Jordan Poole's shot intensity, by the way. It's like a 97 or 94. I really don't care about Poole taking a bunch of shots anymore. That ship has sailed. So I'm going to push his shot intensity down, and that will be our rotation. So let's go ahead, see how this goes. Obviously expecting this team to be absolutely horrendous, but hopefully we just see guys develop. That's what truly matters. So Nikola Jokic wins MVP, not Nikola Topic, but he does get Rookie of the Year, averaging 18 points per game. There was plenty of freedom for him to score on this team, so that's not too surprising to see, but I'm very glad to see it nonetheless. Of course, this team sucks. We're not in the playoffs. We're not in the plan. That was kind of to be expected. We knew we were going to be bad. So you had 18 from Nikola, you had 15 from Jordan Poole, 13 from Belil, 13 from Danny Avdia, 11.5 from Marvin Bagley, 9 from Robinson, and 9 from Marshall, and 9 and 5 from Klingon. So not too shabby, but let's go ahead and see who goes on to win the championship, shall we? Obviously, we're hoping to get some lottery luck this offseason. We could potentially capture the flag or get Dylan Harper or an Ace Bailey, whatever we need to get in this draft class. I mean, we really aren't like off limits to anybody right now. So let's just get straight to it. So as far as draft lottery is concerned, let's see where we're projected to be. So it is the Knicks that have it. Okay, so the Knicks. So usually though, when you have the best chance at getting number 1, you drop to 5. So I assume that's going to be what happens here. So let's see if that ends up happening. And we do drop to 4. So not 5, but 4. So I guess that's better than dropping to 5. But we dropped to 4, which sucks. But that's the draft lottery process for you. You know, things like that happen all the time. All right. Now, with Brian Keefe gone, I do believe there is a better coaching pool out here that we could probably go for a real head coach now. So we have not Stauffer because he's not real. Joe Mazzulla is here. Jason Kidd, Mark, Ben Conley. Let me filter the actual head coaches. So Donovan, Jenkins, Frank Vogel, Will Hardy. I kind of like the idea of Will Hardy for a rebuild. So I'm going to go ahead and give Will Hardy an offer. He is going to sign with Washington. So we get Will Hardy to be our head coach. Imagine we can get Taylor Jenkins to be our assistant. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe Brian Keefe would be willing to be the assistant still. So we'll get Brian Keefe back as well. Not really sure if that would actually work in real life, but you know what? I'm going to get him anyway. So Brian Keefe, Will Hardy's our coach and our assistant. We have number 4 in this draft, and I don't think there's anybody I'm really looking to get rid of. Of course, if I can get rid of Poole, I'm going to. But honestly, what I think we can do is we can keep Poole for another season, and when that's an expiring $32 million, maybe we're ready to make a veteran trade. I don't know if we'll be ready that soon. That might be optimistic thinking, but we're not going to move him just yet. His contract's going to be really tough to move. And I'm not looking to attach draft picks in order to, to succeed in that. So let's see what we get at number 4, though. It would have been awesome to be able to draft Cooper Flag, but instead he's going to Memphis. That's going to make the Grizzlies very scary. Harper goes number 2. If we can get Ace Bailey to fall to us, okay, I'll take Ace Bailey 100%. So we get Ace Bailey here at number 4. You really can't be too mad at that. So we now have Ace Bailey, Nikola Topic, Danny Avdia, a lot of young talent in this roster, and I think all the other picks were like second rounders. So I'll let the assistant GM take care of those. But Dink goes above Ace Bailey, and I'm very happy with that. So it's really clutch that we did not fall to 5 and we got 4, because I wanted the 3 guys I wanted was one of these 3, and we were able to successfully get Ace Bailey, which feels phenomenal. So we also got Lee in the second round, which I'll go ahead and sign. So Robinson, Shamet, Patrick Baldwin, Johnny Davis. Honestly, Johnny Davis, what do I do with him? Do I accept his team option? I'm 100% declining Robinson. I'm 100% declining Shamet. Baldwin, I'll accept, and I'll accept Johnny Davis, but those 2 can go. Qualifying offers, Corey Kispert, probably somebody I'm looking to bring back, and then free agency, Corey Kispert, Bagley, and Dr. Robinson. So, Kispert, what did he do last year for us? I wasn't really paying attention to his stats. So, he averaged 9 on 46% shooting from 3, so you never have enough shooting in the NBA, as you guys know. So, Nikola, Jordan Poole, star point guard rotation, which I'm fine with, below star 2. Johnny Davis, DJ Wagner, probably going to fight for that backup 2 spot. Danny Avdia and now Ace Bailey is going to be our small forward rotation. Then Najee Marshall right now is our power forward, but that will change probably here in just a second. So Klingon right now is our starting center, which he maybe could develop into that for us, but maybe wouldn't be too bad to sign a better center here. So Marvin Bagley's here, free agent, of course. Maybe we throw Wiseman a contract. How much cap space do we have anyway? I actually don't even know. So we have quite a bit, it looks like. Can we sign all right, so let me see. We have like Brunson type money. Or no, we don't. Sorry, not Brunson type. Well, how far off are we from being able to sign like a Brunson? So, okay, so we do have pretty much Brunson money. We do have a lot of money to sign pretty much anybody. So, let me go filter actual center. So Şengün, probably not going to be available. I imagine Houston would match any offer. Miles Turner is a little bit older. I don't really think he'd fit the timeline. Wiseman is interesting, but I don't know. Do I want to throw Wiseman a contract worth $18 million? I wouldn't hate it, because what we could do is we could give him a 2-year deal, or we could sound like a Daron Sharp. I am going to go ahead and get Wiseman. I hardly ever get Wiseman. I'm going to give him a 2-year deal, and maybe that's expiring salary with Jordan Poole's salary. Maybe he works out for us too, but I'm going to sign James Wiseman. I think he would be a decent center to bring in. And then again, we'll sign Corey Kispert back. So I'm going to sign James Wiseman to a deal, be our brand new center, and then Kispert's getting an offer sheet, and we are going to match it. So yeah. Once again, not a very eventful offseason. We are taking this very, very slowly, letting this team develop through the draft, which I think would be the best approach for the Wizards anyway. So let's see what player progression looks like after we just went a whole season with these young guys playing. Hopefully, Below's developing. Hopefully, Nikola's going up. So Nikola is up. Below's up to an 80. Donovan Klingen's up. DJ Wagner's up. So yeah, this is all really cool to see that all these guys are developing, which is kind of what we want to see, of course, out of this young roster, where we're taking a slow approach, trying to get these guys to develop slowly. So, feeling pretty good about going to season number 2. I'm hoping to see some flashes from this team. And then when we have Poole and James Wiseman, Wiseman's expiring contract, maybe it makes sense to make a big splash then. I don't know if it's going to, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. It kind of depends on how the season goes. But I'm feeling optimistic about where we're at so far. I think we've done a decent job for the circumstances we are under at the moment. So we have Power King Landis 28th overall, 3.5 balance under Will Hardy at the moment, and then here is your rotation now. So it's giving me Nikola once again below Danny Avdija, Najee Marshall, James Wiseman, Ace Bailey, Corey Kispert, Donovan Klingen, Jordan Poole, and then DJ Wagner. I'm once again going to run 10 rotation, and I do want Ace Bailey to start. So power 40 goes down. He's 6'9". Danny Avdija, could we move you to the 4? I know he went down earlier when I moved him there. He goes down to an 81. I'm still going to move him there. I want Ace Bailey to start. So I'm moving Danny Avdija to the power forward spot. So that way Ace Bailey starts. So it'll be Ace Bailey and Danny Avdija as our starting forward. So that will be our rotation. I guess I can send Mr. Bona here to the G League again. And yeah, so we'll just kind of see how the season goes again. Obviously expecting another pretty horrendous season here. But maybe we could show flashes and maybe fight for the play-in. That might be a little too early, but it would be cool if somehow that did happen. Jokic once again wins another MVP award. And guys, when I tell you we were super close to being in the play-in, I mean it. We were 1 game away, and we lost out on the final day of the regular season on missing out on the play-in. Ace Bailey and DJ Wagner make an all-rookie second team. But yeah, literally we finished up as the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference. We finished with a 40-42 record. So I do believe that gives us justification for trying to make a trade this offseason and improving this roster, because we're kind of on the cusp of being decent. We got to make the right trade, of course. We can't just do something dumb. But we were so close to being a play-in team. It wasn't even funny. Very close. Portland was about to... Oh, they did upset Oklahoma City in round 1. So I got LA and Detroit of all teams in the finals. Very interesting. Okay. And the Pistons go on to win it all. Jalen Duren is your finals MVP. Chris Paul retires. James Harden retires. And so does Stephen Curry. So the end of an era there. Draft lottery time. I believe our pick is going to the Knicks this year. I actually don't know if this pick is protected or not. If it is protected, it would be very helpful to have another pick to maybe make a trade using Poole and Wiseman's contract. So yeah, definitely going to look into that really quickly and see if there is a trade to be made here. So that's probably what we'll do. And I'm pretty sure we don't have another pick, but let me double check on that. So yeah, we have 5, or obviously if we have that Knicks pick, or not, it's not the Knicks pick, but if we have our pick back, that would be huge, but I don't know if we do or not. I'm going to have to double check on that here in a second. So I'm going to fill out this coaching staff, check on that pick, and that will determine what we do next. So I scanned around the trade market, and to be honest, there just really isn't anybody that makes a lot of sense right now, unfortunately. As much as I would love to use Poole and Wiseman's contract to try to make a big trade here. And by the way, that our pick is only top 8 protected in 2026, so we do not get to keep this pick, unfortunately, in this offseason. So we're just going to go straight past rookie signing, and we didn't get a single one of those guys because all of them are bad. So Nikola, Below, Diamond, Klingen, Wagner, and Lee. We're going to sign all those. So I guess we're just going to rely on another year of development. But I believe probably going to this next season will probably be a play-in team. Also depends on how much guys develop. I don't think I'll sign Johnny Davis to a contract. He wasn't even playing minutes for us. If he comes back with a qualifying offer, maybe that's fine. We do have money to sign someone, though, actually. I didn't think we'd actually have cap space, but we do. So I would not be opposed to trying to sign a free agent here at all. If I didn't sign Wiseman, we'd have even more. But if we take a look at what we could truly need, how's our shooting? I actually don't know. So let's see how guys shot last year. So 18 points, 16 points, and then 14 and 13. So as far as 3-point shot, 37%, 36%, 37, 36. So it doesn't look too bad. Even Klingen shot 36%. 40 from Wagner, and then 46 from Kispert. So it's not the worst need in the world at the moment, at least according to 2K. So I'll take that. If I move Below to the 3, by the way, he goes up 2 overall. So that's something I'm going to consider. I kind of want to move him to our long-term starting small forward spot. And then maybe have Ace Bailey be our long-term 4. We sign a shooting guard. It also kind of depends on what we get. So let's take a look at all options. So Luka, we're not going for. Chet Holmgren is restricted. Durant, you know, he is the DC kid, but he's 37 at this point. So probably not going to be a lot of interest there. Paul Banchero, way restricted. That's never going to happen. Jamal Murray. Walker Kessler, probably going to get matched. J-Dub from the Thunder. Shaden Sharp, also restricted. And Jabari Smith Jr. restricted. Keegan Murray restricted. Mathurin restricted. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of the good free agents are very restricted here. So, I don't know. Kuminga is unrestricted, interesting enough. I don't really need a forward, though, because I kind of like the forwards I have currently. Especially if I move Below to the 3. Suggs is interesting. He is unrestricted at the moment. It would give us a nice versatile guard to put in this rotation. I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea of Jalen Suggs. I think he could play shooting guard for us right away. You know what? I'm going to do it. I think Jalen Suggs actually would fit very nicely. So I'm going to go sign Jalen Suggs and see if Orlando doesn't give him an offer. And we're going to get Jalen Suggs here. I'm going to sign Jalen Suggs happily. Bring in a guy who can come in and be a really nice perimeter defender for us and play that shooting guard spot. So we're going to move Suggs to the 2. So let's go ahead and take care of that right now. So he's going to play shooting guard for us, goes up, which is nice. And we're going to move into secondary position point guard. Below's going to be playing 3 for us, secondary position 4. And then Ace Bailey is going to have to slide down. Unfortunately, he will go down in overall, but he's going to be our power forward right now. So that will be kind of what we go with. So it'll be Nikola, Poole once again. Wagner sucks, but Poole would be a lot easier to get rid of now that he's expiring, but maybe I'll wait till the deadline for that. Wagner's our backup 2. Gisbert's our backup 3. Avdia, Ace Bailey, Wiseman, and Klingen. So not too bad. I like it. I honestly think at the deadline, we probably look for an upgrade to center position. Maybe I sign like a Zach Collins really quickly. No, I don't think Zach Collins would be necessary. So I think at the deadline, we look for an upgrade to center spot, but I think getting Suggs is a really nice addition. So let's go ahead and see how much Nikola and Below develop. Hopefully they go up really nicely. So Below is up to an 85, which is fantastic. Nikola is up to an 84. Ace Bailey is up to an 84 as well. Jalen Suggs 84. So we're not off to a bad start here. I actually really like where this team is going. If we can get a center at the deadline, Nikola takes another leap. Ace Bailey, Below take another leap. We could be cooking here soon. We should at the very least be a play-in team this year. That's my goal. So we're also up at the trade deadline as promised, as we are going to try to acquire a upgrade at the center position. We are 30-20 on the season right now, so things are going very, very well. But of course, if we can get an upgrade at the center position, Below's up to an 80 or averaging 20, which is great. Love to see that. 22 from Nikola, 14.5 from Denny Avdia, 12 from Wiseman, 12 from Klingen, and then 12 from Jalen Suggs. So really happy with how this is going so far. I don't know how much this guy got paid recently, but I'm going to see if I can cook something up here. I'm looking at Walker Kessler. Just got an absolute back from the Jazz. He's actually making similar to Jordan Poole type money. Maybe the Jazz instantly regret signing him. I don't know. Maybe they Blake Griffin him where they just sign him and then they trade him immediately. But they're rebuilding. So I'm going to try to see if I can get Kessler off their hands. Although they are the 5th seed, but 2K says they're rebuilding. So, 2K is saying they're rebuilding. So I'm cool with offering my 2027 first round pick to try to get Kessler here. He's going to be a massive upgrade to certain position. And I think we do it. And then do you have enough money to just absorb Wiseman? Because we're not going to need Wiseman anymore if we do get, obviously, Kessler. So can you... No, that's all two-way players. Sorry. Goulier, oh, no. Wiseman cannot go in this trade. So Wiseman's not going to be possible in this trade. Can I send maybe Adam in here? Am I saying his name correctly? I don't know. So Jordan Poole at 2027 first and add them for Kessler, and they agree. So just like that, we get Walker Kessler at the trade deadline, and that is beautiful. So that gives us a massive upgrade to center position, which gives us 2 backup centers, which I don't love. Maybe we move Wiseman immediately. Let's see, because obviously Klingon is making less money for another year, so I think it does make sense to move Mr. Wiseman. So yeah, Wiseman, you're probably going to have to be moved here. So let's trade Wiseman, $17 million. I will take whatever we can get for him and just get off of him. That way we're not playing 2 backup centers in the rotation. So Gobert is being offered to me Strus in a first-round pick, so the Cavaliers want him. He's not having a bad season by any means, so I don't hate this. 12 points, yeah. Top 3 protected, 2029 first. Let's see if there's anything else pops up just fairly quickly. Bay, Grant Williams, Hornets top 3 protected. Maybe the Hornets believe in Mr. Wiseman, so we'll go ahead and do that trade. I think Grant Williams won't even crack the rotation. Am I wrong? He doesn't, so that's kind of what I was, kind of trying to accomplish, because I like my rotation as it is. We upgrade with Kessler here at the trade deadline, get ourselves a legitimate center here. 87 overall. Hopefully that works out. He is not going to score a ton, which is what we didn't need. I really like the fact that Nikola and Belil are our 2 leading scorers. I think that's kind of dope. And then Ace Bailey's averaging only 9.5. So maybe we should increase his shot tendency. Maybe it's too low. I don't know what his shot tendency is. I never really looked at it. It is very, very low. Let's push that up quite a bit. Let's do that. I don't like how it's so low. So we're going to push that up. And now we'll simulate the rest of the season. So who needs to play in tournament when you can just crack the top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference and just skip that altogether, which is a great feeling. So Nikola Topic already making all NBA teams, all NBA third team from him. You'll love to see it. I'm very happy with how this rebuild is going. Third seed in the Eastern Conference, we get the Raptors in round 1. Below average is 21. Nikola with 23, Dana Diab with 13, 12 from Klingon, and 12 from Ace Bailey. I imagine Ace Bailey would have a much better season next year. He went from like 8 points per game to 12 once I increased his shot tendency, so I think he'd probably score a lot more next year. But we get the Raptors in round 1, who have Kevin Porter, Hugo, RJ Barrett, Barnes, Jakob Poeltl, John Collins, Grady Dick, and Miles Bridges. It's our first time here, so there's really no high expectations for me personally. I would love to win a series or 2 if possible. We are the higher seed here. It would be great not to get upset in round 1. So let's see what happens, as we are in an even series, but they do take game 5, which is probably a very pivotal game. Let's see if we can win game 6 to force game 7 back to DC. Hopefully we can accomplish that. So far we have the lead going in the 4th quarter, and we are going to push it back to game 7. Now, can we win game 7? If nothing else, this is huge experience for this type of young team here, and we have a lead right now in game 7. Now, can we keep it is the question and move on to round 2 this early on in this video? Well, I guess it's not that early, but we barely squeaked by. They almost took it from us at the end, but we do move on to round 2. We draw a 7-seeded Detroit Pistons squad. So they have Tyus Jones, Gary Trent, Asar, Sohan, Duran, Mark Williams, Wendell Carter, and Quentin Grimes. So they've lost Ivy and Cade Cunningham throughout the video, which is interesting, but I'm not sleeping on them by any means. I do believe there is a chance we do get upset here. They just beat the Pacers, for crying out loud, who were the 2nd seed. So somebody come around against them, and they're up 3-1 on us. I had a weird feeling that this Pistons team was not going to be easy to beat, although I wasn't really that intimidated by them on paper. But, the signs have been there. At one point, I think they were the 1st in the East this year, and they do beat us in round 2. So that's a little disappointing, but you know what? We got to round 2 after not being in the playoffs at all, and Detroit went on to win the whole thing. So we're really that discouraged. I don't know. I don't think their roster was that good. I don't know if the roster was that good that it's justified for them to go. I mean, like, who was the leading scorer here? Who was winning? Who is scoring on this roster? How is this a championship team? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like, there's no leading scorer here. There's like no star, but this team goes on to win the championship. I guess, man. I don't know if I agree with that. But one thing we have behind us is this team that we have currently is still super duper young. So there's no rush to, we should have won a championship already or anything like that. We have it all behind us, and we are going to keep going here. So next year, obviously, the expectations will be a little bit higher. But, it would be great if we could win a championship next year. But unfortunately, losing to, like I said, the Pistons round 2, not the worst thing in the world. Maybe this is like, if this was like 3 years down the line and we lose in round 2, then it's a little bit of a problem, but we do have to re-sign Belil to a contract, and he has played into a good contract for sure. I'm about to lose my voice. I'm going to sign Belil to a big contract, bring him in. He has earned it, so I'd love to see that. He works out for us. And then Lee will probably sign a qualifying offer, but I don't think there's any need to sign anybody else in free agency. So let's go straight to play progression. Hopefully he comes back with his qualifying offer. and just kind of hope progression just takes us where we want to be. I assume Nikola is going to keep developing. Let's see. So we got Ace Bailey, which is great to see. Like I said, he should be much better this year. Mark Kessler 87, 86, 85, 85. So yeah, this team, I'm loving it. It's not McDonald's, but I'm loving it. I'll tell you that right now. So we're gonna get next season with the expectations that this could be a contender championship type of year. It's early, but this team has potential to do it. We're 4-star balanced. Can we go up to a 7 seconds anywhere? We cannot. So we're gonna leave it at a balanced. There's some way this season, hoping that this could be potentially be our year. We'll see if that is the case. I think we have enough talent to maybe do so. Let's see if 2K agrees with that. The Wemby wins MVP this year. Marcus Johnson's Rookie of the Year. I almost said Johansson for some reason. I don't know why. 6-man goes to Fawn Castle. Cannot wait to do a video with him. He is developed into an 85, which is great to see. Wemby Defensive Player. Wagner wins Most Improved. Average 18 points per game. Very interesting. Kind of surprised he didn't get 6-man as we went 15, 9, and 23. So not Nikola Topic, but as Jokic makes an All-NBA first team. So this year, I assume Ace Bailey took some of the scoring load off of Belil and Nikola. We end up as the first seed in the Eastern Conference. Now, we do maybe, if we get out of round 1, we might, yeah, so Ace Bailey averaged 19.5, which is great, because Wagner averaged 18 as well, 12 from Klingon, 12 from Danny Avdia, 11 from Suggs, 9 and 10 from Kessler. Now, let's just see if we have some success in the playoffs. We get the team we played, was this last year or a year before that? We beat them earlier, so hopefully we can just redo that. Somebody come around against Toronto, and we are going to be in a 6-game series with them. Yes, we beat them in 6. And now we get the team that beat us last year. That is the Detroit Pistons. Now, did they get a star this time? No. No star to be found. They just have an all-around balanced roster. I don't know how this team won a championship last year. If you look at my team compared to theirs, I assume we can get some sweet revenge on them. And they're up 2-1. So, I don't know what it is about the Detroit roster, but 2K really loves them. I'm not sure if I see it, to be honest. But, I don't know. Can we even the series? If we can even it, I would feel pretty good. And we are going to go down 3-1 to this Pistons team again. Are the Detroit Pistons are they going to be our Achilles heel with this roster? Like, I'm not really seeing it, man. I don't know how this roster is giving us problems. I don't know. I guess it's giving everybody problems. They won a championship last year, but we're going to get blown out in game 5 or game 4. Yeah, game 5. Insane, man. I don't know how this Pistons team is that good. Don't get it at all. Like, this is not a team I'd be terrified by any means. Like, the star is 14. Duran, I guess Duran's their star. I don't know. Maybe Duran's him, I guess. But I guess they have Carter and Mark Williams. I don't get it. Well, let's go ahead and see who goes on. So Detroit's back again, and this time they lose to the Thunder. Who do the Thunder have at this point? So they have Josh Giddey, Steele, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams. So pretty much the same team, other than they've got Anthony Black now, which is interesting. And Ian Jackson and Koa and Tijan as well. Yeah, they got a ton of talent. But I guess we'll keep going until the wheels fall off here. I'm going to go again. So let's go draft lottery. We have the 3rd overall pick via the Philadelphia 76ers. What trade is that from? I have no clue, to be honest with you. But this is the 2028 draft class. Let's go ahead and load that bad boy up. I don't even know what would be good at 2028 at this point. But we'll load it anyway. So we'll grab... Philadelphia. Washington, Philadelphia. I cannot think of what that trade is from. Not going to lie. Unless if I got that pick from some other team. I don't know. But 3rd overall regardless. Again, I cannot remember for the life of me what that trade is from. But I'm sure it's obvious and I just can't think about it right now. Will Hardy, Brian Keefe. So everything is filled out other than a big man coach. So we'll sign Mr. Ware here. And now we can go straight to draft night. Do we want to draft with pick number 3? Or do we want to trade it? I don't know if there is the ability to trade it. We can like send below off, but I'm not going to do that. I throw like Suggs and 3 out there. We can get Ivy and Kobe White. Jamal Murray and Kawhi. Murray. Josh George and Markkanen. Fox. This would upgrade our roster, but it might mess up the chemistry a little bit. Like Ingram, I don't think would make sense here. Dean Murray. There is some good offers here. Don't get me wrong. Like, we make the Thunder weaker, but I think it'd probably be best if we just drafted pick number 3. So, I don't know who is good in this draft. Like I said, Isaac Hayes, I think that was the guy that was the best here. I don't know. Isaiah Fleming, Miles, I don't know a single thing about any of these guys, to be honest with you. So, I'm just throwing darts to the wall with this pick. But I guess I'll go the younger center here with Miles Fuentes out of Virginia Tech. Welcome to DC. He's a 75 overall. So I guess Isaac Hayes was the guy to want in this draft class. I don't know. I got Nate Flowers, early second round. Not going to worry about him. Ace Bailey. Qualifying offers, Nikola Topic, Wagner. A bunch of guys we have to resign. Klingon, hopefully he's not going to ask for too much money. But yeah, obviously Nikola Topic is our franchise player. So we're going to sign him. Then you have DL, we're going to resign. A lot of money is being spent this offseason. Klingon, Kispert. We're running it back with the same rotation, though. We're going to sign all those guys back. Kispert, and then Wagner, bring everybody back. So a lot of money, but I know we're on the cusp of winning a championship, so why, ruin it now? Why get rid of this rotation? Don't disband it. Let's keep it going. And I'm going to sign a backup point guard. Looks like we get like Peyton Pritchard on a nice little contract, so I'll sign him. And that will be our offseason. So let's see if player progression could treat us good. Maybe one last time here, and hopefully we can maybe cook next year. Maybe this time actually get to the Eastern Conference Finals and not lose to a team like the Pistons. So Ace Bailey's up to a 90 overall. Really good to see there. So we have our 90 overall, and we have a bunch of star players around him. Let's get to next season. Let's see if this is it. We are once again back. This time is the first seed in the East. And if you look at the bracket, we may not see Detroit until the Eastern Conference Finals, which is great because we have not even reached that point just yet. 21 points from Ace Bailey, 19 from Nikola, 19 from Belil, 17 from Wagner, 13 from Denny of Dia, 11.5 from Klingon, 11 from Suggs, 8 and 11 from Kessler, and then 5 from Corey Kispert. So let's see how these playoffs go. We get Atlanta in round 1, who of course drafted Alex Sarr. They have Jordan Poole as well. Let's see if we can knock off the Atlanta Hawks to get into round 2, like we did last year and the year before that. And we are going to sweep them. So off to a good start. And Detroit this time gets beat, so we don't have to worry about them if we make it. The conference finals, we get the Hornets now, who have Jalen Green, Brandon Miller, and LaMelo Ball, and Stephon Castle, and Wiseman, and Nick Smith, Jet Howard, Keldon Johnson. A very talented team in Charlotte, so it would not surprise me at all if we get bounced in round 2 again. But this time we sweep them. Why were we able to beat that? Like, that team intimidated me a lot more than that Detroit Pistons team ever did. But hey, I'll take it. And now we get to play the Cavs, who have Mitchell, of course, Mobley, Allen, Garland. The Cavs can be tough to beat sometimes, but semi-current round so far has not even netted us a loss in the playoffs so far. So let's see if we can keep this bad boy up. And no, we cannot. We get bounced in 4 to the Cavs. All right, so Spurs, Cavs in the finals, and the Spurs going to win the championship. So we took that step to the Eastern Conference Finals. We will go one more season on this one. Gonna run it back one final time and see if next year is finally our year. So this year, Nikola Topic actually gets MVP. That's right. It's not Nikola Jokic this time. It's Nikola Topic. We will absolutely take that on NBA first team. Does Ace Bailey make one as well? He does not. We are the first in the East once again. Let's take a look at the player stats. He had 24 from Ace Bailey, 24 from Nikola, 21 from Below, and then 17 from Wagner, 12 from Jalen Suggs. As I mentioned already, this is the last chance. We actually also, by the way, won 70 games. Like, we literally won 70 games. We just absolutely dominated the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, hopefully this means we get the championship this year. If we won 70 games just to lose, it would be a little frustrating and disappointing. So, we are going to sweep the Hornets to start things off here. Now we get the team that beat us last year in the Cavs. Somebody come around against them, and they don't even, are they even going to get a game on us? They don't. Of course they don't. Why couldn't we have just done this last year? And now I get a 7 seed in Miami Heat team that no longer has Kuzma, who we gave them earlier in the video. They don't have Jimmy Butler anymore. They have Hero, Bam Adebayo, but I do think we beat them. And we finally lose the game, and that was to the Miami Heat of all teams. We've only dropped one game so far. Nikola and below Ace Bailey was the big 3 I never thought I would ever build, but here we are. Now we do get the Grizzlies have Cooper Flag, so we do have to place or pay some respect. The Grizzlies here have a John Morant and a Cooper Flag, but we're up 1-0 to start things off here. They even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Can we go up 3-1? No, even series. All right, so let's go to a game 5. Simcast this one because this is a huge game 5. We got to win this one majority of the time. The winner of game 5 goes on to win the series. We would love that for us to beat us, and it is looking good so far. Do we beat them in 6? Are we going to 7? And we do beat them in 6 to end off a championship. Nikola Topic is your finals MVP. I will take that. So that is how this video went. We put together a fantastic squad to end this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see y'all in the next one. Number 3 overall pick. which is who is that again? It is the Rockets from the Nets. So number 3 overall pick, Rockets rebuild coming soon. Other than that, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.